I bought three of the top MagSafe power banks on the market: the Anker MagGo 622, the ESR HaloLock, and of course the Apple Power Bank. They're the top magnetic power banks out there with some clear advantages and drawbacks. I'm going through each one individually, followed by some head-to-head testing, and as always with these comparisons, there's a summary at the end, so use the chapters below to jump to what you want to see. So MagSafe is one of the best things to happen to iPhone since its launch. Magnets built into the back of your phone so you can just snap on accessories. I've reviewed nearly all of them on the market, from stands to car mounts to the best practical use in my opinion, wireless power banks. They snap onto the back of your phone and automatically start charging wirelessly. So first up, the ESR HaloLock Kickstand Wireless Power Bank. That's a mouthful. A 10,000 milliamp power bank that retails for $59.99 US, with a kickstand on the back, USB-C on the side for charging, and an LED indicator on the bottom, with an array of magnets that let it stick to your phone while it charges. It's an obviously chunky power bank, especially compared to the others in this video, but with that, it's the largest capacity at 10,000 milliamps, which is actually enough to fully charge an iPhone 14 Pro Max from 0 to 100 on a single charge. The problem you'll find with any wireless chargers is that it's less efficient than plugging in your phone, meaning if you charge at say 15 watts, your phone actually only receives 10, or even less. And in my testing, the one thing I figured out really quickly was that because of this loss of efficiency, a 5000 milliamp battery doesn't fully charge a 5000 milliamp phone. In most cases, it's more like half that. So that's why I look into these larger power banks like the 10,000 milliamp, which has a fighting chance of charging the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which has a battery of 4,323 milliamps. Now, a couple of cool things about this power bank. Connecting to your phone, it's an auto-on feature, so there's no switch, it just senses your phone is connected, LED indicators turn on, and then it starts charging. And it actually does support pass-through charging from the power bank to the iPhone, so you can plug it in via USB-C to charge the power bank and the iPhone at the same time, which is really nice if you're somebody who prefers to carry around USB-C instead of Lightning. The USB-C is also bi-directional, meaning you can charge another device by wire using that USB port. Really handy if you want a more efficient charge or if you're charging a device without wireless charging. Now for the real test. So I charged my iPhone 14 Pro Max from 50 to 100%, and here's the real data. Starting at 152 from 50%, it took an hour and 56 minutes to charge 100%. That's about 1% every 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Now I noticed by the time it reached about the 94% mark, the phone and the charger were both getting warm, but not necessarily hot enough that I couldn't use the phone. And when it hit 100%, the battery pack was still at 50% battery remaining, which would have allowed me to fully charge my phone. Overall, this battery pack was functional and relatively fast to charge, but to see how it compares, here's the Anker MagGo 622. This, in my opinion, is the best looking MagSafe battery pack on the market. It has a premium soft touch finish on all sides, a rugged looking trifolio back which when expanded has a soft touch finish and a textured back. Magnets built in allow it to convert to a trifold stand with only one configurable angle. The magnet itself doesn't feel that strong, but you can see when I'm pushing down on it, it actually is really strong, which is perfect if you're using an iPhone 14 Pro Max or say even the Google Pixel 7 Pro with a MagSafe enabled case. On the bottom there's a USB-C and a button to see the LED status. It's all around beautiful in form, and it's clear that Anker paid attention to detail in the creation of this power bank. It also has a capacity of 5,000 milliamps, and it retails for the same $59.99 US. It also comes with a bidirectional USB-C that can charge a device via wire. And in the instance you try to do both wireless and wired charging of two devices, it'll shut off the wireless charger and give priority to the wired. On the Anker site, it quotes that it can charge an iPhone 13 Pro Max from 0 to 80%, and I would actually challenge this. And I did. Seeing the real results, I charged an iPhone starting at 38% and it was able to charge up to 86% in a total of 3 hours and 38 minutes, with an average of 1% every 4.5 minutes. Much slower than that of ESR, and it only charged 48% when compared to the 80% that they're claiming that it could do. A notable thing here is that the device didn't seem to get warm like the ESR did, so my guess is that it might be healthier on your battery with that slower charging, because it's like twice as slow. Now speaking of battery health, we have the Apple Power Bank. Minimal in design, a soft touch finish much like Anker, and an Apple logo that of course adds to that premium cost. It's got MagSafe magnets on the back and a lightning cable and an indicator light. While it's not advertised on their site, this has been measured at 1,460 milliamps, significantly less than the others on the market. And as with most Apple products, there's more than meets the eye with this one. So first, the 1460 milliamp battery capacity. This is measured assuming both devices have the same voltage. So factoring that voltage in that's different from the iPhone to the power bank, it technically means that that battery is closer to 2,920 milliamps. Still much lower than the others, but there's more to consider. Second is the efficiency of the charging. So where typical wireless chargers only allow for an inefficient 7.5 watts that leads to heat and lost power, the Apple Power Bank includes true MagSafe compatibility, which would allow for faster wireless charging, minimal overheating, and minimized battery drain. There's also some really cool Apple integrations here, where it notifies you that the battery pack will only allow up to 90% charging before it shuts itself off, and it shows the battery percentage in the battery widget on your phone. This battery pack by default charges at a slower 5 watts when connected to your phone, but when plugged into an outlet, it can amp up to 20 watts. So there's some real intelligent behind the scenes work going on with this battery pack. Lastly, the battery pack allows pass-through bidirectional charging, so when you attach the battery pack and then plug in the battery, it simultaneously charges the power bank and the iPhone at 20 watt speeds. But then when you plug in your phone instead, it can charge your phone first up to 80%, and then once it does that, it will allow pass-through power at 20 watts to the power bank, so your phone gets priority if you plug that in. It's quoted to charge an iPhone 12 mini from 0 to 100, but for the iPhone 14 Pro Max, not the same story. Starting at 252 at 50%, it charged up to 89% until it died at 412. This power bank took an hour and 18 minutes to charge up to 39%. That's an average of 1% every 2 minutes, putting it at the top of the chargers in terms of speed. I also noticed within the first 40 minutes that this charger was getting warm, but not nearly enough to make it hard to hold. So overall, the Apple Power Bank isn't the best one necessarily. It's not the most comfortable. It's not even the most convenient coming with a lightning port, but it is the most intelligent and deeply integrated with your phone. Comparing all the power banks, we have the ESR, Anker, and Apple. ESR was the largest capacity at 10,000 milliamps, with another lineup of 5,000 for a lower cost. It also came out as the middle tier of charging speeds at an average of 1% every 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Anker was the most stylish and functional with a trifold stand while remaining very slim, similar to that of Apple. It has a middle tier 5,000 milliamp battery and charging speeds of 1% every 4.5 minutes. Now Apple was the most intelligent power bank, charging at 39% of my phone, but provides the fastest charging output speed when plugged in at 20 watts. Selecting the right power bank totally depends on what you value most. If you want to prolong the battery life on your phone, Apple's probably the best one given the smart throttling of speeds, but other options include functional stands for your phone and larger capacities. With Anker, it's style over function that looks great with your phone, but has very slow charging speeds. ESR is the clear winner if you're looking for the best capacity, best value and functionality, plus the middle ground for charging speeds. If you have questions I didn't cover here, drop them in the comments below. Also, if you found this really helpful, leave that comment because that's helpful for me. By the way, there's links in the description as always, and Black Friday deals to save money on the ESR and the Anker. I don't think for Apple. Now, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.